It's the Todd and Erin morning stream on GetPartDaily.com. Good morning.
This is the shirt that's so unattractive that the pit boss actually threw you out of the blackjack table area wearing it. I would like to just remind you of that.
He threw me
fact.
out because I was out of money.
He threw you out because your shirt was ugly.
All right.
I'm not joking. Seriously. We were at the Bellagio. Oh, it's the Morning Mountain Camp. Good morning, Black Diamond Experts, Electric Plumbing, Heating, and Air. A beautiful day. Now, I would like to just point out this shirt is so ridiculously unattractive that we were at the Bellagio, and Todd got thrown out of the casinos.
I'm telling you, it was because they...
Todd.
A little something for the ladies.
That's hideous.
Yeah, it is. I admit it. I save it for you.
All right, we've got some excellent stories today. Number one, we've got your whole map of like the fireworks ban for all along the Wasatch Front because pretty much everything was on fire on the 4th and they want to stop that.
And then the biggest quote, "Officer, someone stole my cocaine."
Is that so bizarre?
Doesn't sound right.
The most random conspiracy theory from Utah ever, and people who are going to hell.
It's like a full meal deal right there. All right, so where are we going to start? Billboard.
Yeah, this was interesting. We were downtown yesterday, and we'd heard about this press conference with Mayor Jackie Biskupski from Salt Lake City. The homeless problem has exploded to a level where everyone's just trying to figure out what's going to happen. But they did a billboard, an anti-panhandling billboard that I kind of thought was harsh.
Here you go. Don't
So
give
that's
to
the
the
billboard.
panhandlers. Help them more by giving to service providers.
Now,
Now, we've worked with the Road Home for many years, and they have kind of a feeling down there that if you have a piece of cardboard, they call it flying the sign.
flying the sign.
And those people basically make their living doing this. They're not homeless. Percentage of them.
A vast percentage are actually, yes, they're just
Alcohol, drugs, and things like that. I have seen the same 4 gentlemen for 4 years in the exact same spot at Smith's downtown. The exact same people.
It's like you're still homeless.
You're
Wow.
still homeless.
But it's interesting because I kind of posted this on Facebook yesterday. Good morning, everyone who's on Facebook with us. And just like, what do you think? Because there's some of them, the billboards get increasingly harsh, like supporting panhandlers means you're supporting crime. I mean, they get
or
more and more
alcoholism,
intense.
right?
But and some of the people, like Lisa said, we had a lady with 2 kids begging for money in our church parking lot. So the bishop's wife immediately said, "Let me bring you home for dinner. We'll get the kids some clothes and stuff." And they declined. And she said, so she watched and waited, and she said that they actually left the parking lot in an Escalade. So there's people like that.
Well, I think here's one of the things that
There's other people though where they say, you know what, I'll offer to buy them a meal, or I will offer to take them to the store and get them some groceries. And she said most of the time they refuse, but a couple of times they do. I think my biggest fear...
This is what I was going to say. The biggest
Exactly.
fear is the person who actually does need help.
Who maybe is in such a lowest point of their life and if actually stoops to that moment of I'm desperate. That's the one I'm scared I'm going to go and walk off and
Right.
the one that you would wait for, the one that you would go, absolutely, I would be happy to help you.
There's parking meters, an old school parking meter down on the city county building on the corner of 4th South and whatever that is, and it's red. And it says donations go to Salvation Army or whatever, and put your money in here instead of giving it out. Now, there are some people in desperate need, like Erin just pointed out, but the services that are available, and a lot of people say the homeless and the criminals are actually using the homeless who are addicted and things like that, and then the crime rate goes up.
This is the most vulnerable population,
But they have programs in town. They have job programs. They have rehab programs. They have all these different things. And so the $2 that you give out every other week or whatever can go a very long way for housing and rehab and training and all these different things. And they're focused. And they're helping the right people and not the people who just do this for a living.
This was one I thought was beautiful. It's from Lori. She said, "I believe giving should not have conditions. If I really feel like I need to give to someone holding a sign, then I give. My intentions are to help that person. You have to give and be okay with the fact that they're going to use that money for what they need most at that moment in time. Sadly, sometimes that will be for drugs or alcohol. Sometimes it will be someone who doesn't care to better themselves. Sometimes it will be a total con artist. But sometimes it's someone who really needed help and appreciates what you have done." She says, "All you can do is be the best person you can be and trust that you're doing the right thing." And this I thought was such a powerful phrase. She says, "You never should worry about being kind."
Yeah.
So
That's true.
it's interesting because Misha and a couple of other people messaged me, and they were street kids. They were teenagers.
They did this.
Who were on the streets, and two of them didn't panhandle, one did, and we're going to be talking to them next week about, because when you live in that population, you really know what's going on.
Right.
And we're at a point now of critical mass where I think we all need to know more about the experience and what we can do, and maybe even prevent it before these people are in this situation. So I don't know. I just thought they were interesting billboards. I wasn't sure if they were too harsh, they were helpful. Did you ever come to a decision on that?
I think it's right, except for the fact that there are some people that are seriously don't have food for their kids, and that kind of bugs me. It makes me really mad at the people who do it full time. And the lady who does it full time downtown, who has a stroller with her and has her baby
I actually
on
asked her
a regular basis, like every day.
one day in summer, and they're facing west. I mean, incredible heat. And one day I couldn't take it, and I stopped and I said, "What will it cost to get you off the street just for today with the baby? That you'll take the baby home and get her air conditioning again?" And she goes, $50. And so I got $50, gave it to her, and then I went around the block. Went around the block again, and she was still there.
Right.
And so that's the part that,
That's her
the
job.
children is the
That's
part
her
that
job.
kills me. It's
All right.
in any case, okay. So
There-
we'll be talking more about it, but we're just interested in knowing what your opinion is, because there's some great ideas about what can be done and what
Great
you do
idea
choose.
to learn from other cities as well, and
Yeah.
don't overlook that, I think, is the message.
All right.
All right, I would like to give you some information now in areas that you're not allowed to blow your hands off. And that's important for the Pioneer Day and the fireworks.
Remember our brother-in-law Bill that sat there and held the firework at the wrong end and kept watching it
bottle
start
rocket?
sparkling? Yeah.
Because it was illegal. It was his. No one
We're like,
had nothing to
Bill,
do with us.
Bill, just
Put that down. Put it down. Put it
no,
down.
kept holding.
Put it down.
Dude, it's meant to go off.
Okay, so here's the deal.
Okay.
The map, please. Now you should see here by very easily in the pink zone. Basically, fireworks are prohibited in anything that's shaded red. See the red? That is prohibited. The yellows and greens, they're in the talk about 300 feet from a building, and then they go on. And it gets really complicated. But as you can see, there's a huge safety area in the red that you are not going to do that. And these are people doing artillery ones and going up in the air and all this stuff. If you want information about where you fall into this danger map, just go to
Danger map.
unifiedfire.org, and they have all the information of what to do and where to go and who's got the professional ones going on, so maybe you don't have to burn
Kill
your house
yourself,
down.
yeah.
Burn your house down. We had how many fires?
There were
4th of July?
literally 50 small fires along the Wasatch Front that they put out between
Yeah.
Ogden and like American Fork.
If you're really into fireworks, 4th of July and Days of 47, amateur days.
Really?
Because there is one other day that you can blow your fingers off.
Yes.
Chinese New Year, right?
And if
Fire danger, January 28th? No.
And that's what makes it even cooler, though. It's like a time of year no one even thinks about it. and
Yeah,
it's
plus
even
your
more
neighbors
epic.
want to know what the hell's going on. Why are the collards blowing stuff up?
We're just recognizing an international holiday, pal.
It's the
Stop
year.
being so xenophobic.
It's the year of the rooster.
Don't do that anymore.
I do great bird impressions. So, unifiedfire.org. Somebody burns your house down. What would you do to them?
You know, there's really not an apology that's profuse enough.
There's
that
really nothing that doesn't
I'm
have
sorry
to.
that my illegal bottle rockets totally torched, your home. It's
I'm so sorry about the baseball bat. All right. All right.
Okay.
You're going to tell
me
me about
something good, and this one starts harsh. I think there's a lot of people who have
this
either
is the
seen this experience or they know someone who's gone through this. Todd and I know
Oh.
someone who's gone through this, where it's a brutal, ugly divorce, and somebody's like, "I'm going to take these children as property, and just to show you." And,
Take their other parent away.
these little ones, and this is exactly what happened to Hope Holland. Her ex-husband stole her two sons, and he took them to Mexico. And everything she did, she saved every penny she had, borrowed money to try to find private investigators, everything.
Yeah.
And she could never find her children. So she was taking a look at Facebook one day, And she was going down her wall and looking at the traffic, and she
Sure.
saw a picture she recognized.
Huh.
It was that picture of those two little boys in the bathtub. As she
Two
recognized it,
little boys in the bathtub.
because she had taken that picture herself. Can you put it back up?
Oh,
She
there
had
you
taken
go.
that picture herself in 2000.
When they're little tiny kids.
And here's the thing, those were her boys.
What do you mean those were her boys?
Those are her children that were
Yeah.
kidnapped. Those were her children who were kidnapped by their
her ex,
father.
right.
And the picture was up on Facebook. She went,
The baby picture was on
she goes,
Facebook.
She goes, this is the moment.
Who
Tears
put-
were coming down my face. I was shaking uncontrollably.
Who, where, what?
So she raced down to take a look at who had posted it, and it was Jonathan, her youngest son. He had a different name, and she went through it, and she's like, this is my son. She saw the pictures. Then she knew this is what he would grow up to look like. He was in high school.
What?
And so she was shaking. She scrolled after picture after picture. Imagine seeing your son's life growing up for
Oh, my
the last,
gosh.
17 years that you weren't able to be there for him.
All right, so tell me what happened.
And so it was absolutely incredible. So what had happened is when Jonathan had turned 18 and he was kind of separate from his father's
Mm-hmm.
influence, he had posted the photo hoping that his mother would spot it.
Look at him.
And he was like, this is my only goal, is that I can do this. So they met, they reunited. She's got her two boys there.
Oh.
And he was raised speaking only Spanish, and Hope doesn't know Spanish. And fortunately, the older brother has retention of both languages, but it
Right,
was very
right.
funny. So they spent the entire night kind of like interpreting with
Interpreting,
each other and
right.
trying to catch up on their lives.
Right.
So they're both moving back to the United States to be with their mom.
Oh,
And
cool.
the sheer random nature of this, though, and I have heard of this before, of people, one of our favorite guys who carries Mal, he found the child that he had given up for adoption 18 years ago on Facebook, and she had been looking for him too. I mean, of all of the complaints you could have about Facebook,
Right.
all the things about social media, just the sheer connection that it's created between people again, old college friends, and
Right.
relatives. It's
People you owe money to.
It's an incredible gift. So congratulations to Hope. She said, she said, I wanted to live up to my name, and I wanted to make my sons be proud of me. She said, I never gave up hope.
Wow.
All the feels.
All right.
All the feels.
Let's go to the most random conspiracy theory ever. Is that what this is?
Okay, I actually read this article 4 times because I went, this can't possibly be correct.
Okay.
Because I was trying to find the combination of BYU, antiquities professor, Hobby Lobby, and artifact theft. And I'm like, this seems like that's a
CSI time.
hard one to put together. So here's the deal. An anonymous group of scholars of archaeology is calling on Brigham Young University to investigate ties between a professor of ancient scripture and Hobby Lobby, which has recently become ensnared in allegations of antiquities
Oh,
smuggling.
wait. Are they scrapbooking?
They should be. They should be. Use this little priceless artifact. No. But here's the deal. Hobby Lobby's president, Steve Green, has something he calls Museum of the Bible. Well, they've just had to pay a $3 million fine over illegal acquisition of clay tablets and other artifacts that were looted from Iraq.
Oh, and he bought them and he put them in his display stuff.
And so Dr. Blumel is the professor down at BYU, and he is doing all of this research and publishing a paper about these antiquities. And they're saying, how did he even know about these illegally looted antiquities? And how does he know Green well enough to be there researching and taking pictures and all of this stuff? And they're like, so how is he involved? Because doesn't this jeopardize the credibility of BYU that you have this random professor who has these ties?
You lost me.
You know what I mean? No, but it's true. So how do you get all of that put together? But so that's what I mean. The most random conspiracy theory in Utah. So we will tell you how this all works out with the clay tablets and the BYU professor.
You know what gave it away is
Hobby
one of the
Lobby.
tablets was decoupaged and it had glitter on it. So the tie-in is right there.
Glitter.
Oh my gosh.
Herpes of craft supplies.
It really is. Time for information.
All right, let's go to Daisy in the Gephardt Daily Newsroom. It is brought to you by Fink and McGregor. Our dear friend Jeff will make sure you get just the right mortgage for your situation. All you have to do is go to fink-mcgregor.com. Executive transportation. This is the perfect ride for an airport or a wonderful night out. All you have to do is book them at executiveutah.com. And all Utah Plumbing Heating and Air 24-hour emergency service at allutahplumbing.com. Daisy, what's going on?
Hello everyone, here's what's making news Friday, July 21st on GephardtDaily.com. A Utah doctor has been arrested on 7 counts of sexual exploitation of a minor. 55-year-old Bountiful resident Nathan Ward was booked into the Davis County Jail Wednesday night, where he's being held on $100,000 bail. Investigators at the Davis County Sheriff's Office said Ward's arrest was the result of an Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force investigation and started as a child porn sting. Sexual exploitation of a minor is a second-degree felony in Utah. West Wendover City Council has cleared the way for medical marijuana sales. The City Council voted 4-1 this week in favor of an ordinance allowing a marijuana dispensary to open within its borders. The dispensary is expected to be built by 2018 and will most likely be licensed to sell recreational weed as well. Utah's Days of 47 Rodeo is getting a big thumbs up from fans at its new home at the Utah State Fairgrounds. The rodeo debuted Wednesday at the fairgrounds' new 10,000-seat outdoor arena. The $17 million arena was built with public funds and a $3 million endowment from the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And now here's a look at your Pioneer Day weekend forecast, where temperatures will slowly creep back into the triple digits by Monday. Expect a mix of sunshine with a slight chance of afternoon showers. Weather for Monday's parade is supposed to be picture perfect. That's it for now. More news 24/7 on GebhardtDaily.com. Todd and Erin, back to you.
Thank you, Daisy. Thank you very much. All Utah Plumbing, Heating, and Air, what are they up to? What are they doing? You know what they're doing? They're taking care of business. They can take care of your business, too, whether it's replacing a toilet, draining your hot water tank, or maybe you need a new one. How about the coil on your furnace, which actually works with the air conditioning? All of these things. Do you need a new air conditioner? Do you need one fixed? They have all the things that you're looking for, all the licensing, all the insurance, and they are ready to go to work. John and his gang, they have one rule, which is honesty. And if you need something done, they'll tell you. If you don't, they'll tell you. So just give them a call. All Utah Plumbing, Heating, and Air, 801-652-4755.
Okay, we've reached that time in summer.
Uh-oh.
This is the time where you're not really ready to get busy enough for the whole back-to-school stuff.
Right.
It's hotter than crap, and you've already gone through all of the carefully planned activities that you had with your little ones.
And now you're done.
That you would have some sort of brain activity.
Everything's gone.
And you're just exhausted. There's no more. So here's the deal. We've got Utah's best activities for toddlers and young kids at the most affordable prices. Number one, swimming. You have to chuck them into a pool. They have to go somewhere. They have to go with friends. You have to be there. So the best ones to do are the beach entry and zero entry pools. So once you go to the Todd and Erin page on GebhardtDaily.com, we're going to have a list of those.
I don't know what those are.
Beach entry is like, for instance, out at Fairmont Park where we go to the pool, and it's like that gradual slope that goes in.
Oh, right from the start. There's no lip.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Oh, for the toddlers, right? So no one drops
Exactly.
it. Okay.
So, and the interesting thing is there's Utah pools that actually have free for toddlers under 3, like North Shore Aquatics in Ogden, down in Salt Lake City, the Northwest Recreation
Center. And this
Center.
list will be on.
Yeah, we'll have it all there. Okay, number 2 is hiking. We're also going to have the top 5 family-friendly hikes along the Wasatch Front. These are the ones that are between like 1 and 2 miles, so that you're not dragging this off straight. I'm tired.
Bringing a snack.
I'm tired. And so they're easy. They're really pretty. And surprisingly, there's 3 or 4 that are really close to water, so that you can actually sort of cool off halfway through the hike.
Yeah.
And so we're going to have that list up there too. So for any of these, you can just go to the Todd and Erin page.
In the evening, it's really fun. It's really kind of cool.
Next one. Sometimes it feels like it's too expensive to take kids to the museum or like to the zoo or aquarium. Hill Aerospace Museum, if you've never taken them out there for little kids, it's cool.
Oh my gosh.
Gigantic freaking airplanes and all this stuff, and it's free. Hogle Zoo, kids and under are free.
What?
And they also have 3 or 4.
Back up. What?
Kids in 3 and under are free.
I didn't know that.
And there's several times during the year that they do a big thank you, and they have free admission in honor of the ZAP tax. That's the Zoo Arts and Parks tax.
Wait a minute. If you had a 3, you could just drop them over the fence and then come pick them up later.
I don't think that works that way.
Because they're free. Free-range children.
I think they hate that, actually.
Probably.
Also, the Loveland Living Planet Aquarium, also free 3 and under. Same thing for the Museum of Natural History.
I did not know that. Have you been up there yet? I just went up like a couple weeks ago. We went and shot some stuff.
Oh yeah, all the poison exhibits. That was fun.
It's an amazing place. You haven't gone, and you know what? It's air conditioned.
Okay, and here's the one that I really like, water parks. Now, traditionally, water parks are kind of expensive. They actually have something that if you literally go the first day, every single time. But if you go to like the Salt Lake City Public Library or some of the bigger libraries, they have free access passes that gives kids a chance to try 5 different things for free along the Wasatch Front. Like one of the museums, like the zoo, like a water park.
Where do you get them?
So you go to the public libraries.
Right.
Do it on the first day because they run out instantly.
What do you mean the first day?
The first day of the month. I'm sorry.
All right.
First day of the month, and then they have a big handful of these, and their goal is to see if they can get as many kids into different activities as they can.
Right.
So once you have one of those passes, you get 5 different places along the Wasatch Front for free. So
all of this is going to be where?
We'll put it all on the page on
right.
getpartdaily.com. Just go to the Todd and Erin page, and I'll have the full list there for you, so it's pretty easy to find.
Time for a winner for our big thank you with Christopher's.
I was looking at their menu the other day. Have you seen this thing?
Don't. We do this every time.
They have the early bird specials that you get a three-course dinner, like Korean blade steak. Oh, with mashed potato, kimchi, all that stuff. $27. They have some 3-course entrees for less than $20. It's just and the food is glorious.
Just keep talking about the food, torching your husband.
In any case, Jennifer M. Congratulations, Jennifer M. She's our winner this week. You're going to be taking 3 friends, and they're going to be picked up by Executive Transportation. You're going to have an amazing dinner at Christopher's, and you're going to send us taunting photographs afterwards.
All right, very good.
If you'd like to enter to win so we can draw you next week, all you have to do is go to any one of the 4 Facebook pages, the Todd and Erin Facebook page, Executive Transportation Facebook page, Get Part Approved, or Get Part Daily Facebook pages. Just comment on the show today, share, boom, you're done, you're entered.
All right, coming up next, people are going to hell, and we're going to tell you who they are, and it's next.
Todd and Erin's Morning Stream, brought to you by Black Diamond Experts. Electric, plumbing, heating, and air conditioning. You'll be glad you called an expert. Fink and McGregor, mortgages made simple. Make sure you go to fink-mcgregor.com and try out their 4-minute mortgage program. It's incredibly easy to find out whether you qualify. The Todd and Erin Morning Stream is actually available anytime at getpartdaily.com. Just click on the Todd and Erin page.
Todd and Erin, morning stream at getpartdaily.com. Thanks for joining us. People are going to hell.
Okay, we choose people who are going to hell based on just the sheer outrageousness of, like, you really went to the trouble to be so awful. And they're always caught, and it turns out to be something galactically stupid.
Right. Oh,
here we go.
Okay, so
Really?
Is this a public servant this time?
This one is a public servant. He's got an epic mug shot, too, which I really enjoyed.
Yeah.
Okay, this is a Carbon County Emergency Services Director. So emergency services, these are people who do
emergency
security,
services.
For dangerous situations. These are people that should be in charge of funding projects that rescue small children from mountain peaks.
Right.
All of those important things.
So he's the director.
So, and they also received a big grant from the Department of Homeland Security for secure issues and emergency rescues.
Good job.
And he just pleaded guilty to taking the credit card and stealing money to spruce up his houseboat. Now, you would think, spruce up your houseboat. Well, that's a stupid thing to embezzle for. He embezzled almost $65,000 to spruce up his houseboat.
Wow, that houseboat must have been a piece of crap.
Well, it could be a helicarrier now for the X-Men,
right.
So that's nice. But it's like, really?
You're going to hell.
There's small children trapped in canyon culverts, and they can't afford to get them out because you have a tricked-out houseboat.
Right.
People who are going to hell.
Okay. So anyway, I want to tell you about a secret person that is going. Yes, I am holding her hand. Frida. I'm on Facebook. You holding your wife's hand? Yeah, I am. Because I usually do that here. But I thought, there. Anyway, ticks. Let's go to ticks. All right, ticks are a problem.
Ticks are a problem.
Give me a disease.
Rocky Mountain Spotted Fever. We thought our Zachy had that because the kid's got blood made of corn syrup and everything bites him.
Give me another one.
that really irritating one that gives you all the muscle things.
Parasitic infection,
Lyme disease. Thank you.
And virus.
Powassan virus.
That too. And so basically, it's a really...
And now there's the weird one where it makes you allergic to red meat from the ticks.
Yeah, there is. There is.
Ugh,
But
why a close-up of a tick? Make it go away.
Put it away. So anyway, the entomologists have gotten to work on this, trying to figure out how they're going to do it. They're spread out, so you can't really spray an area, and plus you got too many chemicals involved, and really, is there something effective that won't hurt anything else? And the answer is no.
Oh, wait. This is important because you are so good at this. Could you explain again, Todd, in your scholarly fashion, how ticks actually get onto a person?
Or a deer.
Yes, or a deer.
They position themselves on a branch, a shrub perhaps. With their rear legs, they hang on. Once again, hang on to the shrub. Then, all they do is wait. They wait for a deer, perhaps, to walk by, and they assume their position. They're just waiting to grab on. Because if you're a deer, you can't, once again, is...
Everybody on Facebook is screaming right now.
My mom thinks I'm an architect, don't tell her. So
Okay, now we know
okay.
how deer get on you. What is?
Okay.
Ticks get on you. What's our next plan here?
Well, what would you think? What would you think that eats ticks?
Something very unlucky. I don't know. Some kinds of birds, maybe.
Like a bird, right?
Yeah,
See, a bird
I
would go
guess.
down and get
No?
it? Yeah. No. These things.
Possums.
Possums.
Look at that snout.
Possums.
Possums eat ticks.
Evidently. They,
Yeah.
No. And they're talking 5,000 to 6,000 ticks per week.
So we need stunt opossums that we can stick in high tick areas.
Yeah. So the ticks are like this. Oh, no! It's a possum.
It's a possum is coming to eat me. Really?
And-
6,000 ticks a week.
Yeah, they love them, evidently. And
Really? It's like
Yeah.
little taco chips. They're just in there.
But that, well, that's a good one. It's the wildlife show.
in the creepiest possible way.
So the only
So
thing,
really, so
Yeah.
opossums actually like.
they're just crazy
Ticks.
about them. They just chase them down and eat them.
So
And,
what's their plan here?
well, their plan is to perhaps introduce some possums to certain areas. But then, because they're feeding so well, their population's going to explode, and then you have to hire the tigers. And you bring those tigers in. It's just a plan. It's just a plan.
I can't picture a lot of tigers in the forest.
I don't do a good tiger impression, so I'm just going to leave it there.
That's probably for the best. All right.
Right.
Every now and then you find a criminal that is so galactically stupid that it literally makes your jaw drop. Like you're at the point where you're like, I'm not even sure how you actually manage to function. Like,
Do you have the
how
story?
you actually walk and do anything else.
There we go.
And this is one of those stories.
His name's David.
Hi, David.
Hi, David. How are you? Oh, you can't hear us behind the plexiglass at the prison. I'm sorry. So anyway, here's the deal. Over the weekend, he had to call the sheriff's office in Okaloosa, Florida. Why does everything happen in Florida?
It's always Florida.
We have people here who were in Florida, and they escaped. So anyway, he was freaking out. You know, when you're freaking out and you go, oh my gosh, 911. Yeah, there's a robber, there's a car accident or something like that. I mean, you were going for it, right? And you're excited and stuff. And he calls 911 and they
He's
answer.
mad.
He is so mad. And he goes, this guy just busted into my car, took an ounce of cocaine and $50.
He reported someone had stolen his
So
cocaine.
the operator, the emergency operator, said, we'll send someone right over. And they did. And of course, the coke wasn't there, but the meth was.
And the crack pipe.
Yeah. And all the good stuff. What?
And he just looks so aggrieved, like, why am I in prison, man? Someone stole my cocaine.
Who did this?
Why did you arrest me?
That's right.
Look at that face.
Just like, I'm just
Like,
not that...
genuinely aggrieved.
Just not that smart today. He's having a bad day.
Why isn't anyone paying attention to
I
me?
don't
My
know.
cocaine has been stolen.
It's just horrible.
Why are you handcuffing me?
I don't know. So I would like to take you to China at this point. Chinese malls. So I remember going shopping with my mom when I was a kid. And it was like, it was just like...
Exhausting.
You were just like, Mom, let's go home. And you're sitting there and she's trying on dresses or something, and you're in a clothing store and they don't have toys and you got to stay close to her because you're too little. And it just drives you crazy. Well, some people don't ever outgrow that, and a lot of husbands don't like going shopping. You don't like going shopping. You don't.
I'm not a shopper.
You're not.
My sisters are shoppers.
Online, you're a shopper.
Yeah, because it doesn't involve effort.
But I don't have to go.
Exactly.
And so in China, they know that a lot of men are being dragged to the mall. So they made little cubicles for him to store him while the wife was...
Wait, are you kidding me?
No, little tubes.
They have daycare for dads? That's
He's not a
essentially
kid. He's man spreading. So he's got to be a man.
Okay, no, that's like essentially daycare.
So you just drop him off, and he gets a little... they can play some video games and stuff. And it's like... it's like the little lockers they have before you go into Walmart. You take your backpack off. In this case, you put your husband, and they want to go to the mall more.
See, I can play on the Xbox while my wife... That's... Okay. It's daycare for dads.
If
Let's
it's
be honest.
that bad, who would want to take them with him?
Let's be honest, that's daycare.
No one.
That is
no
really
one
sad.
wants to.
All right, coming up next, Days of 47. Of course, it's the big weekend, the parade, all the good stuff. And Todd has Pioneer Facts.
I do. Bet you didn't know it. It's coming up next.
We're brought to you this morning by Executive Transportation. Elegant service, professional style. Go to executiveutah.com. And All Utah Plumbing. Your home deserves the best. 24-hour emergency service at allutahplumbing.com. Did you know you can catch the Todd and Erin morning stream any time of the day or night on Facebook, YouTube, and SoundCloud, and GephardtDaily.com?
All right, we are back, and I got to tell you, the days of... Did you know that today is Pioneer Day? The 21st.
I thought it was the 24th.
It's the 21st.
Well, I did not know that.
Well, it's because there were people that got here before Brigham Young and everyone came in.
So if we were going to be real specific, it was the 21st.
It was the 21st.
Okay.
Just want to say that. Mm-hmm. I also want to tell you that out in front, did you know this, that the scouting parties went out in front of all the pioneers, and one of the biggest things they did was to move buffalo. Now you have to remember...
That's back when there were gigantic herds of buffalo,
thousands,
right? And
thousands.
So you're like sitting here with your wagon train going, we can't get through that.
They wouldn't move for wagons. You could go right up to them.
There's more of us than there are of
and
you.
it's slower, I guess. So these guys would go up and shoot guns and race their horses around, see if they could spread them out so that because they're dangerous, because they're buffalo.
That's so interesting.
I didn't know that.
I did not know that either.
Let me give you another one. Did you know that the pioneers? And this is interesting. Pioneers. Everybody thought they were actually going to California, and then Brigham Young said, "I'm tired. We're staying." Actually, they wrote in diaries that we're going to California, right? We're going west to California. Well, the confusion is the fact that back then most of the Mexican territory west of the Rockies was referred to as Upper California. Did you know that?
I did not know that. So technically they were in California.
This is true. And do you know that there were settlements along the way?
Yeah.
And they would not Mormon settlements.
No, but we did that. There were basically way stations. They would have to build all of these log cabins and larger enclosures where people would be able to go and sleep and kind of restore.
Well, no, because this is just like little towns, and they would charge. The Mormons would buy stuff, and then the pioneers, and then they'd move on. But one of the things is that there was a group that went through, and it was a band. The pioneers had instruments, and what they do is they go to these small towns, and they would play for money, and then would buy more supplies,
That's really smart.
Didn't know that, did you?
Well, yeah, you'd be desperate for entertainment, right? I mean,
Right.
you're like, sure, play. I'll pay for that. Anything.
Here's a funny story. One of the pioneers coming across, he was a Danish man, had no sense of smell. None whatsoever. Wanted to do his chore. Wants to do give something to the people and stuff. And he went out and shot a skunk. Brought it back to camp. No one knew.
Thank you so much, sir. Mr. Olafson, don't ever do that again.
The quote is wrong. This is the place.
This is the right place. Drive on.
No, it said, this is enough.
That is not it. It is not. This is the right
According-
place. Drive on.
According to this.
Oh, no, it is enough. This is the right place. Drive on. He really did start with it is enough?
It is enough. The right place, drive on. Listen,
Like,
I
I'm
gotta tell you,
feverish. I'm cranky. It's enough. Oh, that's so funny.
if I was them, I would have stopped in Kansas. I would have stopped 15 miles out of where they were persecuted.
I'm uncomfortable.
I'm like,
And it's hot.
friggin' card. Who came up with
It's
this?
crickets.
Is there not a train? Anyway, so
No, we were
that's-
thinking about that yesterday because we came out of the car and our air conditioning is broken, and so I'm taking like
because we're pioneers.
I'm taking my dripping Zoe into the house, and I'm thinking, how would that have been 100 years ago when you're wearing high neck blouses and down sleeves and long skirts?
I would wear a
How
skirt.
would you? How did they
How do
survive?
you make it?
I don't care how hardy they are. I don't
How much
care
water you drank.
how much tougher they were. I don't see how you survive that.
Right. I mean, being in radio for so long, one of the mandatory things you have to do is go down and announce the parade. So on every intersection, they'd set up another jock with big microphone and big speakers. And the person who wrote the things they were horrible. It's like, here comes Bob Tandy in his 1975 Buick Pagaga. It was restored back in 1932 in his father's garage, who was left-handed and enjoyed whittling. It was that bad. And it was like, and so we'd start goofing around. Oh, and the protesters came. Remember that?
Oh, always good. You guys have seen them like around Temple Square, for instance, during General Conference, and they're always there for the Pride parades. And it's the guys who are holding the sign say, "God hates all of you. God hates your guts.
They're
Jesus
going to-
wants you to go straight to hell."
Right.
Those
So
guys.
we started, sang the Star Spangled Banner. So we have, 600, 800 people that can hear us? And so they all start singing, drowning out these guys with a megaphone. And then Erin pipes up after everybody's done and everybody's clapping. She gets on the mic. She goes, "Oh, by the way, I think there's sinners down on the next block." And she's thinking,
They didn't like us at
they
all.
didn't like us at all.
But according to them, neither does Jesus, so that's good.
This is true. So anyway,
Okay, then. All
so
right.
it's going to be, yeah.
I
So,
did not know it is enough. I'm still back on that one.
but if you say it like more sarcastically.
No, I'm sure he had,
It's enough.
he had a fever. He wasn't in a good mood. I'm
This
sure
is
it's like, more
true.
like, it's enough.
All right,
All
so
right, we better go to Daisy. Daisy is in the Gephardt Daily Newsroom. It is brought to you, of course, by Fink and McGregor. Mortgages made simple. If you want to try their 4-minute mortgage challenge, it's really easy to do. It tells you what's available to you. Just go to fink-mcgregor.com. Executive transportation. This is the perfect one for any kind of business ride. They're always on time. They're always there. Just go to Executive Utah to book your ride. And Black Diamond Experts. Black Diamond Experts for electric, plumbing, heating, and air and emergencies. They have 24-hour service at blackdiamondexpert.com. Daisy, what's going on today?
Hello again, Todd and Erin. Here's a look at world news headlines on Gephardt Daily. O.J. Simpson will soon be a free man. The parole board at Nevada's Lovelock Correctional Center voted to release Simpson, who has served 9 years of a 9 to 33-year sentence for armed robbery and kidnapping at the Las Vegas hotel. In 1995, Simpson was acquitted of double murder charges in the death of his ex-wife Nicole Brown Simpson and her friend Ron Goldman. Simpson is slated to be released in October. The state of Colorado has announced record tax revenues in the wake of the state's decision to legalize recreational marijuana. According to the pro-pot group VS Strategies in Denver, the state has raked in $500 million since weed became legal in 2014. Tax revenues that totaled $86 million the first year have now ballooned to more than $200 million a year. And now a rather surreal story involving Salvador Dali. The long-dead artist was exhumed today in Spain. The exhumation is intended to determine if Dali's DNA matches that of a woman born in 1956 who claims Dali and her mother had an affair. Dali died back in 1989. That's it for this edition of World Headlines. For more news and around the globe and here at home, go to gebhardtdaily.com. Todd and Erin, back to you.
Thank you very much,
Thanks, Daisy.
All right, it's funny. We were just barely talking about Black Diamond, but I was gloating over the fact that someone actually paid attention to me when I say, hey, these are really good guys. You'll like them. And so she had them in, and I guess she had two different things go out at the same time. There was plumbing and there was air conditioning stuff. She said the guy showed up. He was really nice. Her son, I guess, followed him incessantly throughout the house, and he was as patient as he could possibly be with this kid. Gave her a great bid, fixed the first thing there right away, came back with the rest of the equipment the next day, got everything else fixed, and the cost was exactly what the bid was. Because Black Diamond prides themselves on saying, if this is what we tell you it's going to cost, that's what it's going to cost. We're not going to throw stuff on at the end with all the special charges. And so if this is something you're looking for, you can actually count on them. There's 24-hour emergency service. All you have to do is go to blackdiamondexpert.com. And by the way, if you do call them and you have them in, please let me know. I'm dying to find out everybody's reviews. So it's kind of cool to hear.
All right, let's take you down a little trip memory lane, shall we? Remember the EpiPen guy? EpiPens, of course, if you go
Martin
to
Shkreli,
anaphylactic shock, you stick yourself with it and it keeps you from dying.
This is a little trust fund weasel
There he is.
who bought out the company, Martin Shkreli, and he basically hiked the cost to, what was it, 5,000%?
Yeah. And so because he could, because they kind of had a corner on the market. So it came into awareness of this, and the world went, you're such a jerk. So here's another thing just to prove how good he is. Well, he's being, he's going to court. Mm-hmm.
As you should.
He's got to get out of this. Basically, he had a partner, and the partner, he's accusing the partner of stealing $1.6 million. $1.6 million because the two decided to take some of the money they made from another pharmaceutical company and buy a chain of strip joints. Okay, well, they went under. So the drug guy is accusing him of stealing $1.6 million.
Charming. This gets cuter and cuter as we go along.
And remember, this is a guy, the drug guy, this guy paid $2 million for the sole copy of Wu-Tang Clan, the album.
Do you remember this? The
Explain
Wu-Tang Clan actually came out with a new album, and they said, hey, we're going to do something here. We're going to just sell this to one person for the highest bidder, and you're going to be the only one who gets to hear the album. I mean, everyone loves the Wu-Tang Clan. And so it was him. He was the little creep who paid $2 million so that he was the only one who could hear their new album.
So he thought his friend stole money from him, so he sent a letter to his wife.
To the man's wife?
To the man's wife. And it says, I hope to see you and your 4 children homeless. I'll do whatever I can to assure this happens.
Wow.
That
You're
was
a great guy, Martin.
That was entered into evidence, by the way.
What kind of a moron? Oh, it gets better. There was this one really nice, she's a really cute girl. She's a writer. She does a lot of stuff for GQ. She's also married. He started stalking her on Twitter and started sending her Photoshop pictures of him standing next to her and they're holding hands. And she's like, I'm married and you're incredibly creepy. So he basically got all the male trolls to jump on her and say, oh, you're a horrible woman, because she had turned him down and laughed at his Photoshopped pictures. Tell me, ladies, are there any among us who would feel comfortable, especially when you're in a committed relationship and a man sends you Photoshop pictures of himself holding your hand? Would you think that was super creepy, or would you go, wow, I totally gotta date you?
If only I could find someone who tried to fleece the country with anaphylactic shock medicine. My life would be perfect.
He just cannot be more unpleasant. He really,
No.
it's like he's almost making an effort at this point. Let me make a list of all the most vile things I can do.
And that's him. All right,
Apparently so.
Are you going to help us sleep better?
There is the most interesting dream app out, and it's by a local guy here in Utah. We'll tell you about it next. We're brought to you this morning by Executive Transportation. Elegant service, professional style. Go to executiveutah.com. And All Utah Plumbing. Your home deserves the best. 24-hour emergency service at allutahplumbing.com. Did you know you can catch the Todd and Erin morning stream any time of the day or night on Facebook, YouTube, and SoundCloud, and GephardtDaily.com?
All right, if you don't sleep well, Erin's going to help you out. And
Well,
it's a guy here from Utah.
It's more than that. It's actually your dreams. And for a lot of people, dreams can be confusing. They can be frightening. Sometimes you have imagery that you're like, this makes no logical sense, and it creeps you out. Well, James Gaskin's a professor down at BYU, and he created a new app that's aimed at helping you uncover the mysteries of your dreams. And a lot of times you can start analyzing patterns that come through your dreams and even start filling in some of the blanks behind some of the really bizarre nightmares and stuff. So they said, obviously, everything has meaning. There's a reason your subconscious goes to it. So its result is called You Dreamed. It's interesting. You basically enter information about your dreams, so you can create a little dream log, and then you kind of have the building blocks, and then you can start going through it, and the analytics in the app help you see the pattern of your dreams.
Oh,
So
I
that
see.
Maybe that you've got bigger fears about your kids, or maybe there's something going on at work, or there's something you're just not willing to accept. He talked to a lot of people who had some PTSD issues, and they were able to start uncovering them once they saw this. And then, of course, it tells you some of the meanings behind the dreams. Like if you're dreaming this, then it might mean that. Flying, if you're flying in your dream, it usually tends to mean that you're desperate for some kind of escape. There's something you feel trapped.
Teeth falling out is
Teeth
another
falling
one.
out is a big one. That tends to be about lying. That you feel like you're either not getting the truth or you're not sharing the truth.
Falling? Did you do that one already?
I didn't do that one yet, but yeah.
I have some dreams I don't want to know the answer to. I really don't. You ever wake up from a dream and go, I'm creepy? And if you want to remember more of your dreams, there's a secret to do that.
How so?
You drink a glass of water before you go to bed,
Because you have to get up and go potty?
and then you remember it.
Interesting. So it's you, small U, and then big D, and then dreamed. You dreamed. And so if you want to go take a look at the app, it's really interesting.
And that was here. All right.
BYU professor.
All right. Days of 47 parade. You going to go? We should. Should we go down and
We
take
don't
it?
have to spend the night, do we?
Did you ever camp out?
I covered it a couple of times when we were over at Kissin', remember?
Right, right.
And so,
But we weren't there
no,
all night.
we've never slept there all night.
No. Because
People
that's...
like it. People think it's a party.
Yeah, as long as you turn the sprinklers off. So one guy was down there and he didn't want people, get off my lawn. So we just turned the sprinklers on. He would turn them on like every 15 minutes.
Now that's just mean-spirited.
They would go on, everybody'd run, and then he'd turn it off, and then people with chairs would go back and sit. And it just happened until the police came.
That is very
So
mean-spirited.
anyway, so what I was thinking is, like I said, I've been going through my external drives on my computer and finding our videos on YouTube and stuff. And I thought barbecuing, right?
Sure.
And I made one, and this is not necessarily for this time of year, but it works so easy. And,
Anything you can cook outside so you're not roasting up the house is definitely for this time of year.
And if you're having a big group over, how about a turkey on a Weber? Let's watch.
Hi everybody, it's Todd here, and we're going to do some roasting today on a Weber grill. Oh, by the way, how do you like my new drone camera? Pretty cool, huh? It's a stick. So how do you roast a turkey on a Weber grill? It's easy. As a matter of fact, I'm going to show you in 3 easy steps. Let's get roasting. All right, first of all, let's go through the setup. Baskets are in on either side. We've got the charcoal going, and the flaps are up, as you can see. We're going to put the charcoal half in either basket, and then spray down the grill with some vegetable oil, and then put the turkey on. Charcoal's going, top vent open 3/4, bottom vent open 1/4, and you put your bird on. Season it any way you want. Put the lid on. 90 minutes, come back and put 8 coals in either side, unlit, on either side, and cover it back up. Within 3 hours, you're going to have a Hollywood-looking turkey. All right, 90 minutes has gone by, and so we're now going to add the other briquettes. 2, 4, 6, 8,
10. That's close enough. And then over this side, I'm going to do the same thing. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10. Doesn't matter. All right. Tin foil is off. Lid goes back on. Another hour and a half. And this is what you end up with. 3 easy steps. Happy roasting. There you go.
That really was an amazing turkey.
The hickory, may I suggest, is and it's so easy. I've never goofed it up. It's that easy.
And once again, it's not in the house, so
Right.
you're not frying yourself alive.
So anyway, thanks for joining us and being part of the Todd and Erin morning stream. I leave you right now with a little tick impression and a mountain stream.